What's up, Akuma? Akuma, you still there? Well, I mean, I can't just be chatting about the stuff if there's no one to chat to. So, guess we'll just wait for y'all to come in here, man, so we can chat and play and stuff. Yo, what's up, Alex? Yeah, I'm going to play Dragon Ball. This is just a look. This is how. Let me tell you how hard you get hit by this mix-up, man. This is a video recording of the stage select from DOA 2 Ultimate. Isn't it beautiful? I mean, the game's not on PC. I can't play it. So like, unless I get emulators and do all that stuff, but I have it, because I'm paying. This is how I'm paying my respects to Itagaki in a way until I can actually play the games. Because I'm not about to load up 5 or 6. He didn't touch any of those games. 1 through 4 is his stuff. But what's up, Gro? Yeah, it sucks, man. I wish I just man. All right, so like I actually talked to him 10 years ago in like March. I looked at it. I posted the because basically, obviously, a trigger. I was like, oh shoot, man, I forgot. I talked to him, and I was looking through all the messages and everything, and then he gave me. I guess I don't know if this is an autograph or something. I'm not counting it as that. I didn't ask him for this. We were just talking mid conversation, and then he sent it to me. For Carl, you're the champ, and then he wrote the date, 22nd March, and then it's his signature, and he has the date at the bottom for that too. But this is before MKX came out. Yeah, this is his handwriting. That's whack, man. I wish he was obviously still here. Yeah, he acknowledged me as his man. I hate to even make this about me, but he acknowledged me as the best player for his era of games. DOA 2, 3, 4. I bet this game looks tight as hell upscale. Yeah, like man, I don't know if I would give too many details of what we talked about because I forgot what we talked about in full, and there was like other stuff like the part about well, this is public knowledge in terms of him and Harada's relationship. He said to me, "Please support Harada." So I'm gonna do that as my way of doing that is just gonna play Tekken and try to get as good as I can at the game. I mean, actually not as good as I can. I'm gonna get to the highest level just because, which is just going to be studying all the characters once I have all the damage that I need to do. But yeah, like I summarized it, like just different stuff. I told him about what I didn't like about 5. But he said he loves all of his, DOA 1 through 4. They're his daughters. He can't compare them. He liked my honesty, and he said that's why he talked to me, because of my honesty. Honestly, this is not even, it's just a conversation. It's probably like everything we talked about, like nothing was BS. This is tight. Man, I'll wait. I'll just think about it. But yeah. But it just sucks, man. The last time I talked to him was 10 years ago. And at first I was like, is this really him? All right, I'll just say a summary, I guess, of what he said, because I used pretty much AI to summarize the conversation. Because it's like, when you talk to somebody on Facebook, it's just like you send a message and they send a message. And then when you get everything, it'll just say, like, I don't know, just kind of jarred up and stuff. But like what it says, the meaning of the conversation says Itagaki saw in me the embodiment of his design ideals, skill, honesty, and resistance to corruption. I mirrored his philosophy back to him through competition. Like basically his philosophy for making games, I mirrored that. And the champ nickname was his marker, because like throughout the conversation he just called me champ. He said the nickname was his mark of respect, a personal acknowledgement of my integrity and mastery. And he said and it says his request to support Harada shows how far he'd evolved from rivalry to unity. Because I did ask him about, like, DOA versus Tekken, all that stuff. And the entire talk was a rare blending of developer wisdom and player truth, captured before his final decade. I'm not gonna give any more details after that. I don't think about it. There was nothing like bad though. Said it's just like, I don't know, a conversation you think you would have with somebody that you would just like get in a dream, and it's like real life. Yeah, dude, I love DOA 2 Ultimate. DOA 3 is my favorite though. 3.1, even though it's kind of buggy with how sidestepping works, but I really liked it. And DOA 4 is about to be really good, but people were complaining. So a lot of stuff got toned down. But I want to, let's see. I'm going to pull up some of the DOA trailers. Just check them out. It's mad big. PlayStation boys. I remember when they was pushing Lei Fang as that girl. Look at her. Why does it say Dragon Ball Fighters? Because I'm about to play Dragon Ball Fighters after I look at all of this. Also, I want to speak on this. I know you were probably like, "Oh my God, you have DOA up there." Yeah, because I'm starting to stream off with my. I'm gonna do a bigger tribute in a different time, but my tribute to Itagaki for creating Dead or Alive and also just being a dope person. And also like, I mean, going on, I mean, actually talk to me and stuff. Like, I'm definitely paying dues because I mean, without Dead or Alive, I wouldn't even be in the fight game community. I wouldn't even been like, oh, I want to play this game and do this, that, and the third, because I it never even crossed my mind. I just really like this game. But um also like Twitch and every streaming platform don't let you like just select, hey, I'm playing fighting games today. You can't just select a category of games. You gotta select each individual game, and it's irritating to do that. So like, all right, guys, I'm done talking about DOA. Now let me switch to Dragon Ball Fighters now. Oh, hey guys, I'm done talking about or done playing this game. Let me switch it. And then like you gotta manually switch the game on everything. That's annoying. So like, dude, don't be like, oh my god, come on, man. I played every damn thing anyway. Like if you like I put in the title, I'm going to be practicing new combos because there's a bunch of updates that we got. See Viper's out now in Street Fighter 6, freaking 2XKO early access is out. Dragon Ball Fighters has a brand new update which is basically Dragon Ball Fighters 2, and Tekken also is Armor King out. And I never really actually practiced the season 2 combos for Devil Jin. So I'm going to be practicing that stuff. I'm just going to run through every game today as I've been doing and probably play Fatal Fury at the end just to be stay sharp and be in practice. But um yeah, like still I want to look at this stuff because man, it sucks that he passed away. Plus, I've been missing DOA. I've been thinking about DOA a lot, and I'm irritated that they do not have this game out on PC with rollback. No, I don't want to play DOA 6. No, I don't want to play DOA 5. Those are not the games Itagaki had his hands on. So when those games have rollback, I will be a happy camper. Man, DOA was so good. Even if the tier list was like whatever, there was still like you could still beat somebody through like just holding them properly or setting them up or whatever. Like yeah, they could be really fast, but theoretically you could still beat them. Why is YouTube acting like this? Oh, okay. No, you're good, man. I just don't know, and I just don't know either. You just got the notification, so you didn't know. You're like, what's going on? But yeah, like people do sometimes come in and they be either trolling or they just be kind of acting like crazy over why is the game not right? That's why I went off like that, and I don't mean to be like that. I'm sorry, but anyway, here's the DOA 2 trailer for the PS2 version of the game, which is like, well, it's not the Dreamcast version of the game, but the PS2 version of the game, not to be confused with the hardcore version of the game. Also, Itagaki was one of the developers doing the DLC type games or just releasing new versions of games before everybody else too, and super polished versions as well. I miss that so much. Man, people love to act like DOA didn't have a tag mode that was better than everybody's tag mode. Like, I didn't complain about DOA's tag. You know what we just did? We just had a singles tournament and a tag tournament. We weren't dumb. That's why he was like making fun of everybody and stuff. Cause like Tekken could just be like, all right, we're gonna do Tekken single battle and Tekken tag battle. And you just hold both tournaments. That's what we did. At the first tournament I went to, we had DOA 2 tag and DOA 2 singles. Like people was both playing both and then it just kind of got phased out. But the game is, dude, I used to watch this trailer every day actually. And then I would mute the trailer and then I would put like rap songs over it. And then it would line up exactly when they would have dialogue and it was just like, I don't know, it was hella funny, but it was tight. But dude, like every fighting game was cool, but this one when it came out, like we just played this shit every day. We would play tag every day. We would play this. Well, not every day, but like when we could. This is the main game we would play. It was so smooth. Like this shit rivals watching a karate movie or a kung fu movie or whatever, right? Like all the martial arts movies. It was like playing that. It was the closest thing. It was like, dude, why would my mindset back then was for fighting games, I want to play a game that pretty much makes me feel like I'm in a fight movie, right? And none of the fighting games out was doing that outside of DOA. How fluid it was, how they moved around, the controls weren't clunky. It seemed like you seen a brand new move every day. Like if you weren't like studying it and you were just a casual player and you're not like studying each thing, you're just like, all right, I'm gonna play whenever and just hit buttons and stuff. That's how most fighting games are. You just really like the elevated part timing of that would be like, all right, you are really good at picking your timings, but you don't really practice the game or even know the moves. You just know when you should press buttons and block, right? The game super deliver on that level. Like everything just looked cool. Like the characters were so big and like larger than life and stuff. You could see so much of like expressions and everything, even if it wasn't like how it is now. It was still like look how they looking. Look how they aura farming. Look at this aura farming scene. Look at this. Like, come on, man. These characters are ridiculous. They're all cool as hell, but it just never stuck for some reason. Let me see. Where's the DOA 2 Ultimate trailer? Oh, this is from DOA Central Channel too. Man, why is YouTube? What's going on with YouTube? What's up, Common Sense? Yeah, I was more connected to DOA as well, but I still like Tekken. You know what I'm saying? I didn't like how they like. Well, the community was really mean about DOA, saying it was a scrubby game. You shouldn't play it because it's a scrubby game. You shouldn't play it because it's got boobs and shit. You shouldn't play it because it's at the third because the controls are easy because this and that, whatever. They used to say DOA was basically the modern game to make it easy for scrubs to win. That's what they said. When it's one of the harder games to be solid in. But I lived through that. Like the entire time I played DOA, it was weird because like I couldn't enjoy my wins because like first I would get hate from the DOA community at the time, like competitive wise, like no one would give me props and shit. And then the people I knew outside of that in other communities didn't respect DOA, so I didn't get like any kind of, not that I was going around looking for props, but like they just didn't respect you. You could tell by the comments and everything. Like how Twitter is now. People are all people. It was so toxic right now. That's how it was, but just to me for playing DOA and like I dealt with that playing that game. So it's like, all right, I was doing all this to grow the scene. I was like modding people's Xboxes with like soft modding so they could play the Japanese versions of DOA 3 and the Europe versions, which are basically an updated version of the game where everybody got new property. It's like what they did with the Dragon Ball Fighters patch. That's pretty much what they did from DOA 3, regular 3, the USA version to the Japanese and Europe versions. They basically did a Dragon Ball Fighters patch. And the game was tight. Everybody was better. Like Jan Lee had frame advantage off of certain moves now instead of just being Hayate that could do it. That like Bass had more damage and bigger like launching throws and shit. Hitomi was tight. Hayabusa, Christie, everybody in the game got like a godlike update to where they were just better characters and people like complained about it. So then like in DOA 4, they rolled back on the frame advantage that they gave, but instead of it being like, oh, you block a jab and there's barely any hit stun, but it's plus, it's like, all right, you got to now do this guard break move. So now you got to like kind of work for it where it can be interrupted or something to get your frame advantage, but you can still get it. And then like they added more stuns or whatever. What was the best DOA? To me, the best DOA is DOA 3.1, 3.2. And people will complain because like, all right, if you do, all right, it's a string. Let me see if I can even. You know what? We have video footage, and I will get to that after we watch the trailers. But I will show off the different moves that they say was broken, and be like, and tell you why it's not, because I'll basically give you the options. It's basically like playing. You know how Tekken 8 is right now, how you have heat to keep your frame advantage and keep going and stuff, but you can sidestep the move, but they might be able to do a horizontal move to cook you or a grab or something. It's like the same thing. So Jan Lee would do 6 PK, which is his punch into his kick, which was like Law doing his 4-4-4, no 4-4-3. That move was actually plus on block for Jan Lee. It's +1. But in DOA 3, you can either see the move coming and do a sidestep move to cook him, or you can counter it with the hole to cook him. But then he could do 6P and then do like Dragon Gunner or a grab to cook you. However, 6P is not some plus on block move. That move's like -10. So you have to commit to doing the rest of the move or you get hit. Now he has other parts of the string before punch punch wasn't plus on hit. So you could cook him on if he hit you with it on normal hit. And also on block, it was really unsafe. So you didn't really want to do that. And then you could do 6P down kick, which was low, but that's unsafe too, and you can react to it and punish it. So like you didn't really do want to do anything unsafe in that game because all the grabs when you block something was like a launcher throw for like hella damage. So you had to play like a really small like Tekken type of way in that game to be good, which is why I liked it. It's like, all right, well, now that you understand what the frames are, you can't just be willy nilly throwing whatever the hell you want out. Yeah, there's all these moves and stuff, and they serve their purpose, but you have to play a certain way. And people didn't like that. They want to be able to do punch, 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 down kick, punch, like all that stupid shit. So that's how DOA 4 kind of was, but you could still play a way around that to where you space it out and force people into like spacing traps where it's like, hey, you do something, I'm cooking you. And yeah, like in DOA, I focused on spacing to beat people because you couldn't focus on um like sidestep and stuff because everything tracked. So you had to have really better like perfect spacing and good hit level. Like, oh, I know he's gonna do a high, so I'm gonna go low to crouch under it or whatever. You had to have good sense of when that was coming, basically the rock paper scissors to beat people because it was like 3 layers: the spacing, and then the hit level, and then it's after you get stunned, how do you react? Because they can still stop you from getting damaged, or you can stop them from getting damaged based on how the stun goes. So DOA, you had to like beat people in like 3 to 4 layers before you could actually win. So like everybody couldn't really do that, but man, they could have had like in DOA 3, this sidestep added that extra layer. So like, all right, you can't just do a poke because it can get stepped. But I don't know, people was being dumb. What's up, Scar? We're going through these trailers, man, right now. I wish there was an HD version of this. Because this game is aged super well, man. This is like if we ever get a rollback, like update or something like a collection, I will be playing DOA 2 Ultimate and DOA 3 and DOA 4 the most. Like I would just play all of those. And yeah, dude, that those like they're so pretty. Like you honestly don't even need to update them graphically. They still look good. Like they don't need to remaster nothing, honestly. Like just I mean, they could. I mean, they did that for Ninja Gaiden, and it looks tight. Honestly, it's playing through it. It was it was dope. So I'm down for them to do that. Because I don't want them to like get like because this Genfu voice actor he passed away, and I don't want them to change anything. No frame data, no nothing. Leave everything the same. I just want it to be the final version of DOE 3, and then DOA 2 Ultimate and DOA 4. Dude, this stage is one of my favorite stages. DOA 2 Ultimate has some of the best fighting game stages of all time in a game. Dude, the Great Wall of China, watch this shit. Come on, man. This stage is too good. I gotta tell y'all, so this stage, I always think about this stage because I've recorded and commentated. I mean, I don't have the footage, but it was me Dragon House, and I forgot who else. And I don't know where he's been at. I haven't heard from that dude from in 1,000 years. But um, he was recording Offbeat Ninja versus Master, or is it Offbeat Ninja versus Something Unique? The same Something Unique who plays Soul Calibur, and they played a long set. What we used to do in the DOA community, we used to have tournaments all the time online, and we used to have like deathmatch battles where people would play first to 10 and just record and upload it just to be like, no, see who's better. It didn't even matter. It wasn't for money or nothing, and we did that shit all the time, and people was watching it. We was really doing that shit. Dude, I was 16, 17. We were doing that, getting people on Xbox Live parties, and like that's how I started. I wasn't like a top player at first. I was just playing the game and enjoying it, but I like to watch people play because the game was just cool to watch and everything, and it was much better than like, you might have people that to play with, but they were just like playing, but they didn't really care like that. But then like you go online and there's people all around the world that was on this shit. It was tight, man, because all these stages and backgrounds are so cool. But like I just remember them having the really one of the longest matches ever on this stage. Like they went to timeout and everything. And this stage has so many parts to it. You start at the top and then you get knocked down, you roll down, and then there's like a little small like part where they're inside fighting. These stages were crazy, man. I hope this game re-releases. Or give it to me on PC. This stage is tight too. You see that fucking cat? That cat can like run and hit you. Watch. I think they might show it. Because down here's some dinosaurs and stuff. All right, he don't run around down here, but like you can get knocked into these elephants and shit. Dude, this game is too good. Also in this water, and when you're standing in water and like snow and ice in this game, if you get hit by a low, it's a counter hit property on your low. So your lows normally won't like knock you down and do like stun or anything, but in the water it does. So like some characters change the tier list once you get in water, because now you gotta deal with this normal hit low. So you are really, dude, this game was so fun, man. Come on, dude, my boy. All right, this stage, this is aerial gardens. Sometimes you start inside of this little like temple thing, but sometimes you start off like actually in the gardens in the water. But that's the thing, like you don't get to choose either. Like the game is so dynamic. It's like, all right, one time is like this, one time is like that. It doesn't get old at all. You see how that low knocked him down or whatever? But all right, so here's the sequence that I can just, for people that don't play this game. So right here, he just gets countered out the air trying to do that like jump move. Most moves like this are so damn slow you can counter it. Like this shit, like who the hell is gonna be, oh my god, I don't know what to do. What should I just counter his ass? Like that shit is like 20,000 30 frames. So if you ever get hit by this, I'm just gonna shake your hand like, hey man, you built different. Get hit by this. So he got countered, knocked down. Sorry. So he does a wake up attack that's coming right here. It's funny, this blurry footage. You better enjoy this retro stuff. But yeah, wake up attack. He gets wrong. He didn't block low, didn't counter low. But these sometimes when you're fighting in this game, you get into a habit like me, especially like I love doing it where you knock them down and you just are really good at countering the low. And also like because of the timing, it's like I think around like 18 frames or something like that. But because of that, how fast it is, when you counter on reaction, you'll get a high counter throw most of the time. But it's a guess between a mid kick or a low kick. But then in DOA 4 they added a high get up kick just to add to the like amount of options and stuff. But the mid kick and the high kick can both be blocked standing. It's the low kick that you gotta worry about. But you can jump over the low kick and the mid kick with some characters, but like then sometimes, but that's why they add the high kick so they can kind of prevent that. All right, so he just did like his combo, but he got countered right here because he didn't launch. So in DOA, the best strategy in this game is what you do is you want to, after you get a stun, just go for immediate launch. So you give the opponent less options to guess out of the situation. So basically, it's like, all right, you launch them with a high or a mid punch or a mid kick, and pretty much you use percentages to mix them up. Like you want to mix up your mid kicks and your mid punches because it's like, well, they got a straight up guess between that, but then you can mix up the highs and the mids, but you can still do lows or you could throw a grab in there to hit them. So like once the defender is stunned, they had a really bad situation to where they can basically lose the game. The thing is like the community used to play the game on largest life, but the game is supposed to be played on normal life, and every situation can lead to death. So like it made it to where every character was viable. So, but making it large as life made to where characters who would normally always do big damage, like Ryu Hayabusa, was just that much more harder to beat because he's still hitting you for half a life bar, but now the other characters are doing like not as much damage. And what's up, Caramel Poison? I know you miss this game because I miss this game. And she was around during these times too. And her husband is also a player that was also around during these times, which is tight. All of us met each other playing DOA 2 Ultimate, and which is cool as hell because that game came out 21 years ago. But yeah, he got countered and well thrown. See, look at these stages, man. Look at this shit. Come on, man. Look at this. This snow stage, still one of the best snow stages ever. It looks like you watching a movie. My favorite DOA. This game is a game that made me go like, man, I really, because DOA 2 Ultimate, as great as it was still DOA 2. And DOA 3 was basically DOA 2 with more characters, but all the characters became like super strong and doing, and then like falls could kill. In DOA 2, falls didn't kill. You would like fall off something and have no more HP, but then you have to get hit again to die. In DOA 3, the fall would just wipe you out totally. So it was like, damn. And then the stages were even more dynamic. And then they added a drunken master character. And then he told me they added her. And then they added Christy with her like snake stance stuff. And Hayate was a ninja now because at first they showed it to him as Iron. So it was just tight. And they just advanced the story. But this is why I started like I went to my first tournament, held my first tournament at least offline because I was like I said, I was hosting DOA 2 Ultimate tournaments. That's funny doing that shit as a 16-year-old, 17-year-old, and yeah, that's how I got put on to like Evo and stuff because then I saw from DOA Central, I got on IGN and saw like the Evo results and everything. It was like, damn. But this game is still this is why DOA 3 is the best game to me because like from a competitive standpoint, the better player is going to win. I mean, duh, better player is always going to win. But I meant like it was very, very uh unforgiving to players. Like if you want to play all crazy and stuff, no, you couldn't do that because that stuff gets punished heavily. You have to be very creative for a strategy like that to work. So it's very like restricting in a sense to where it's like bad mistakes are punished so severely in this game, and I love that. So it forces you to play very like tight knit. It's like Fatal Fury now. Now that I think about it, and kind of like how Street Fighter, like how bad if you fuck up and you get punished really hard, this game really, really, really like just took your nose and just put it in the fucking snow and shit. All right, let's watch this. This trailer, dude. Wait, is this the same trailer? They had released a bunch of trailers. I'm gonna try and find them. All right, one thing. I was disappointed in one thing from this trailer because they had Hayate doing like a wind Kamehameha, and his ass did not throw out wind or even do that shit at all. I was salty. I was like, what? But then they kind of like did it like later on in other games. Watch this, watch this. Watch how you get catfish. Come on, man. I was like, what? When they first showed it off, I lost it. Look at the animations. Dude, look at Christy, man. Come on. Look how smooth this is. This is not. Come on, man. This stage is one of my favorite stages. Look at this stage. Look at the lighting. Look at the wind and the trees and the damn leaves and stuff. Of course, Hayabusa ore farms like Piccolo and shit. Ore farming. Dude, that's still cold. Look at this stage. When I first saw, I was like, you can fight on top of a mountain? Look at this. This game is like the perfect like kung fu movie type game or something. But like you want it to be just like what you see in the movies and stuff. Like that's what DOA feels like to me. And then the combat system is just so good. It's like, okay, DOA's combat system is all right. You know how all these games now have like combo breakers and shit. DOA had combo breakers, but their combo breakers weren't annoying like these breakers. I mean, yes, you can bait them out and like punish them and stuff. And I'm not talking. Well, I'm talking about DOAs as well. But these other games, it's like it seems like they're just. I don't know. It's weird because I get okay. They don't have a stun system basically. DOA stun system. You hit somebody, it's like okay, they can't move. This is a hella frame advantage now, and now you can follow up with something like the combat system and the combo system was so much of like a freestyle. Like you hit somebody, it's not going to be the same interaction every time. And DOA just like was so good at not giving you the same thing, but the same thing every time. I know that don't make any sense, but it makes a lot of sense for the people that know. But dude, like this game, yeah, man, this is how, like, I met Tom as well. And Blackula, Tom gave me all like the frame data and like the strategies of how characters are playing, and then like ran long sets and stuff with me. And then I like from there, and we was like hosting tournaments and shit, trying to grow the scene from this with DOA 4, which I'm gonna show that trailer next too. I still remember how to play every character. Yeah, we was playing long sets back then too. All right, look. All right, so let me tell you, this is what happened. This is how I met Tom, and this is how I like went transition from like being whack to being good. So it's not like I was just bad at games or anything. I knew how to play, but if you don't know strategies and shit, you're just like you're just doing stuff. You know what I'm saying? And that I was still playing like that, but I had the will to get good. I just didn't know like what you're supposed to do. And then he would just like call me on the phone literally, and then just tell me, "Hey, do this in practice mode or whatever." Or there was like very hard to get video footage or anything. So like I will watch him versus something unique in DOA 3 over and over and over again, which might still be on the internet. And they would play Hayate versus Hayabusa, Hayate versus Hayate, Hayate versus Bass, Hayabusa versus Hayabusa, Jan Lee versus Hayabusa, Jan Lee versus Hayate, Jan Lee versus Jan Lee. And I would just like watch that shit over and over. And I would fight against the survival mode computer over and over in tag mode and singles mode. And then I just started only doing tag mode because I get to fight more characters at a frequent basis. So I would do that and get 100 wins, and I would just do that. There was no online play with DOA 3, so I would just do that over and over and just practice all the combos by doing that. And then I went out to Texas for a tournament in Texas 7, which was a actually branded Tekken in Texas, but they turned it into that. And because they would host everything in like the Dallas area, and Tekken had like one of the biggest Tekken 5 tournaments at times, like 100 people. I know Jop won. I think Jinkid got second or whatever. But I went out there and I got second in DOA 2 singles tag and in DOA 3 singles. And I lost to Tom. But we had like an epic grand finals because I put him in losers. And it was my first time like being out there and meet him and stuff in person. And then he beat me because, like, all right, up punch with Genfu gets kind of glitchy in DOA 3 to where it puts you off access. So it's weird. It creates a weird situation where you try to poke and you'll attack like a different part of, you have to basically wait to attack or you will hit something else, basically not him, and he'll like punish you. And it was just, man, I wish we had the footage from that because it was like, it was, I think it was a really good match. Because in DOA 3, you could like delay wake up. You could just sit there and not get up and do a get up kick. Because what I was doing, I would knock him down and then take advantage of him doing a get up kick. But then he would just sit there and lay there. So then I would have to do like a 2P to make him get up because there was no forced wake up in that game. And it was just like, yeah, he would play like really, really lame and defensive. It was a good match though. But that was my first time going out there. And then after that tournament, I actually went to Virginia to like basically run sets, and he used every character in the game that he knew how to use on me. So then like I had a really good foundation of what every character was like best capable of doing, and I knew how to use them too just from that. And then after that, like there's V Time 2, and then after V Time 2 happened, then there was a well, in V Time 2, I actually lost to Master in that. I actually, it was the same thing. I put him in losers, and then like, because all right, at first we were supposed to have a trash match, right? But they want to have the trash match. I forgot what was going on, but I was like, no, I don't feel like playing or something like that. me and Master was kind of like beefing a little bit the night before, because at first I was like, I would beat him with Jan Lee, and then I would let the intro rock. I mean the outro rock. So every time Jan Lee beat you in DOA 3, he would be like, I'm gonna show y'all what that looks like. I don't have footage of it, so I'm gonna have to do it myself. Oh, I'm turning the camera on. All right. So Jan Lee, he would beat you. Oh, okay. He would beat you and be like, but I wouldn't press start. I would let the camera just sit there like this. So, I started streaking him, and I think we did a first to 5, and I beat him 5-0. But every match, it was the best shit ever. He was pissed, and then like Just Onin. Wait, Just Onin wasn't at that tournament. But yeah, and the thing is, like, everybody would come to Bill's house or Tom's house at like for the tournament. Like if he hosted, like, so V Time 2 was Virginia takes your money every time too, which was Jim Master and Tom's tournament. They would host it like and join it, so they would get a venue and then like have games and everybody. So everybody would go to Tom's house and stay at his house. That was like known in the scene. He would house everybody and then like go to the tournament and stuff. So while everybody is there from different communities and stuff, they're watching us play DOA, and I'm basically doing this because I'm starting to like I started to get really good at the game, and I was beating him and everybody. Like nobody was like touching me in casuals at all in the house. So then like in tournament, I put him in like well before the tournament started. I guess I forgot what it was, but like I think I was just uncomfortable for some reason. Once I remember the reason, I'll say, but like we were supposed to play a trash match, and then I was like, look, I'll play, but I'm not doing a trash match. And then like Master was really trying to like put me in the trash bag. So basically, I like I guess kind of lost the match. And then I was like, no, I'm not rolling the trash bag because I didn't agree to that. So then uh we run into each other in tournament, and I beat him in tournament. And I also beat Tom in tournament too. I put both of them in losers. And or did I play? I think I might. I can't remember. But anyway, I was still made the grand finals of the tournament in winners. I put Master in losers, and then wait, what happened? I'm trying to think. Okay, yeah, I beat him with Bass. I put him in losers, and then uh in the grand finals. So here's what happens: winners finals happens, and then they're like, hey, we're gonna stop the tournament and then run all of Tekken like top 8 or whatever. So we don't. They take our DOA setup and put it to the side somewhere, unhooked, and they run a DOA 2 Ultimate tournament. And then I'm just waiting, and I'm getting tired and shit now. It's like maybe 11, 12 o'clock at night, and Tekken Grand Finals is finishing up. Then they're like, all right, let's run the DOA Grand Finals. So like I lose basically. I think the first set was might have been 3-2, 2-3. No, actually we did 4 out of 7 grand finals. So it was like 2-4 him or something. I think it might have been like 4-1 or 4-0 him in the grand. I something like that. I got cooked. I was tired. I couldn't. I just was done. And then he won off an Azuna drop, but before my character hits the screen, like when you see the Zuna before you hit the bottom, he paused and he was like, "Yeah, if you want to be a man, you will unpause or whatever." Or so basically, yeah, he was, yeah, he paused the game right before the character got KO and was like, "Yeah, but if you want," he was like, "Yeah, I just press start, but if you want to be a man, you will unpause and because I guess saying like I could have DQ'd him or something like that. But yeah, so like we've had like this tournament be forever, right? So yeah, that happened at V Time too during DOA 3. That was the last time we played in tournament. But then in DOA 4, that's when he got cooked. every major tournament we played in. Itagaki acknowledged me as a true champion of his games, the ones he made. Not 5 and 6. I'm not thinking about or talking about those. Dude, look at this stage. Look at the beach, man. Going to the beach. It really looks like a beach too. I mean, it is a beach, duh. But like, look, it's got like seagulls and shit. Man, these stages. So I'm kind of salty that this stage didn't. The final version of the stage didn't look like this, because you saw it was a big open cave. They still have this stage. Don't get me wrong, but then they built a tunnel in the back and stuff. That's Gero Ayane's dad. I don't have any beef with Master now today. Well, that's when we were like, yeah. Let me see if I can find the other DOA 3 trailer before I go to the peak DOA 4. The DOA 4 trailer, that trailer, dude. All right, is it might be trailer 2. Man, that's 4 minutes. Damn. Yeah, this might be the actual the trailer. Or that trailer was kind of long. Hold on. All right, that's the same thing. All right, it's the same trailer. Was this? Is this it? Did they show this stage? Damn it! Come on, you two, get it together. Let's see. Oh, this ain't the stage. I wonder if I can find any of his combo videos. Actually, I might have the combo video on my channel. Boo, I can't find it. Okay, hold on. I think this is one of them. It might be. I used to watch DOA combo videos every day. What 2001 was when this game was released. Okay, this is it. Hope I can find Tom's combo video. So you see this? Unescapable. This, all right, this move is called the Dragon Gunner. Okay, that Janley does. A little leg grab thing. It's a grab. So you're standing, it basically, it's a low. I mean, treat it like that. You duck and you hit it, or you can, but they actually slowed this move down in DOA 5 and 6, which, yeah. But not 1 through 4. No, same speed. Anyway, you get hit by this move. He does 4 kick, which is 6K. This move right here is the move I was talking about. That's plus on block in the Japanese version. Is +1. But yeah, so usually after Dragon Gunner in DOA 2, it was more difficult to follow up after it because you had to do like a just frame crouch dash 236p to land it. But now because you have 6K, you could just do that without needing to do that really hard input. But after this, now this is in tag mode. You get hit into the wall in this game. You can't hold off the wall. You can't slow escape. You can't tech off the wall. The launcher is guaranteed. But on the tag version too, and also in the regular version, they can knock you into the wall. Well, the tag is easier. Sidestep behind you. Yeah. See that damage? Here too. Batter cheese attack. Batter cheese attack. That's what he was saying. It sounded like it. So this is in DOA. Yeah, 3. You know, this music's probably about the cooking, but I'll mute it later. All right. You know what? Yeah, that's a good idea. I'm gonna just not like I don't have the music. You know what I'm saying? Damn, I do have it. All right, Busa. Dragon Gunner. See, that's a bread and butter combo. In this game, like I said, you get knocked into. Okay, so the ways you win in this game, because the other DOA you just get the stun and then launch, right? In this game, it's not just stun launch. It's I use the environment to kill you. So like you get the right spacing, you get their back to the wall or something like that. You just hit them with a knockback move, basically a normal hit. You get a full launcher combo. So there was multiple paths to winning. So you had characters. So the tier list in DOA 3 was different because the characters that could knock you into the wall the best were really strong. Hayate, Jan Lee, Genfu. But then you had hybrid characters that had good grabs and they could knock you into the wall. They had good stun launch and they could use well, I said knock you to the wall, which use the environment well. But then you had characters that were just better as grapplers. Like archetypes came into play really well. But everybody could still like kind of dip their toes into the different stuff. Like no character couldn't use the environment, but some could use it better. Like they had better knockback moves or something like that. So like Jan Lee, you could play a whole game that was about forget stunning you. I'm just trying to hit you into stuff. So then you don't even have to play with the stun system at all or even guess, period. So then you just got to get hits. But then you had characters that were really good at doing, you know, stun launch. And you could still play that style, but you could decide not to just to not be risky. So, but yeah, this is a bread and butter combo. And then showing off like other interactions with the characters, like how she can launch with her taunt, how you can knock into the wall with the taunt. Oh yes, so Bass, this is what they changed from in DOA 3.1. I mean, like the USA version to the Japanese and Europe versions. They gave him this relaunch move, this right here. He could do this actually twice, but you have to do like a dash to do it. It's like a tight link actually to get that damage before he goes for this follow up. But I would love to watch players just learn how to do this combo because it took me like a minute effort. Because the timing, if you look at it, you're like, hey, this looks auto time. And it is at some points, but it's like these combos kind of feel like learning Dragon Ball Fighters combos. They're really fun. I haven't even started playing Dragon Ball Fighters yet. I'm still talking about this. But yeah, like these combos are like practicing Dragon Ball Fighters combos, but they're so rewarding. So like Bass gets this launch right here. Like he will get this launch height from his back grab. So if you do anything unsafe, like a low or anything, he gets a full launcher grab on you for this combo. So you couldn't do anything unsafe in this game because characters could do this to you. So you had to play on point with moves that were positive on block or zero on block, so you don't get put in a situation to get hit by that stuff. And also outplay them in the spacing environment type stuff. Because you can get trapped by the wall and you're like, oh, I can get hit into the wall. If they hit me with anything, I'm not just going to roll out into like the wilderness to where you can tech roll and stuff. But yeah. Bass was so fun, man. All the characters were fun. Ayane, Bass, Kasumi, Brad Wong. I mean, Brad Wong was low tier though in this game. Leon was fun. He had some juice. Every character had a dope move they can build like a game plan off, like doing frame advantage to come in and just like force stuff. The Bayman has some stuff. Zach has some stuff. Dude, I had so much fun playing this game. I was playing. Yeah, Helena was good. Christy was good. Like everybody was good. You see that? All right. You see this move? So in tag was really cheap. So normally this move right here that Leon just did, the little headbutt move, that's a guard break. But in tag, like this what this is. She's not getting hit. This is her getting guard broken. In tag, this guarantees a launcher. And you can't do anything about it. So like tag and singles had two different elements. So characters will have a guard break move, but just give you frame advantage. But then in tag, it was like, all right, well, it's a full launcher now. Look at this. Look at this combo. They did this shit reversed. They reversed it. This combo video is ridiculous. Come on now. Or farming with Hayabusa. Or farming with Hayabusa. Dude. Yeah, I didn't know he was sick either, man. DOA had all the swag because Itagaki had all that swag. Look at this combo, man. Man, I didn't care about getting picked on. This was hella fun, dude. That parry guarantees that. They made it to where you can escape that easier in other games. Look at this. This combo video is ridiculous. This is back in like 2002, 2003, 4 when they posted this. Dude, I didn't get to play Devil's Third. I remember seeing all the cool like previews of it though. Let me see if I can find another combo video. Actually, specifically Tom's. Yep, here it is. Sora posted it. Good old Sora. We'll play it, but you already know the music is some other stuff. So he was showing off what was possible. This is just singles, right? All right, so look. Ayane I'm just gonna say what is going on. So Ayane's back grab. This is what this is. If you do anything unsafe and she blocks you, she's gonna do this grab. And also in DOA 2, and she's gonna launch you for like big damage. So this is all the damage you can get, guaranteed. Okay, so you can't just be like, all right, I'm gonna just throw out whatever. You got to throw out positive moves on block, or this is gonna happen to you. And this is gonna happen to you if you do it and her back is to the wall. Now you're is in the wall, and then you gotta, yeah, hold all this damage. Right here too. All this is inescapable. So yeah, this is showing off this guard break guarantees a launcher. Well, Hayabusa. He's showing off the differences from DOA 3 to and 3.1 or 3.1 version. So he gets all this guaranteed. Like, okay, so first I want to say this part, hold on. All right, when you block right, when you get hit by this, when you block this, the first hit is guaranteed, but you can hold the second hit. You have a short window to do it, but you can do that though. But if you don't hold and you're in a back turn stun, you can't escape. So this is a free launcher. And this is from a mid kick counter. He gets all of this. So you didn't want to do mid kick counters on him. So there are characters you're like, I don't want to do a mid punch on this character. I don't want to do a mid kick on this character. Or you want to be so like you just don't want to do it as much at all. Like you want to be very careful, cautious, whatever. Like you really want to pick your spots. Like if you're going to do it, make sure that hits or it's going to hit, or you know they're not going to go for a counter for that. But you got players who would just be like, you know what? For every time, I'm always going to do a mid kick counter because if I get you doing a mid kick, I'm going to get that damage. But in this game, it was only 3-point hold, so you only had to do one direction for each one. So high was up, back was for all mids, and so you just didn't want to do mid kicks versus the character, and down back was for all lows. So you're like, all right, I'll just only extend the stun or go for mid punch launchers or whatever, so they don't get all that damage. Yo, Dallas, thanks for the cheers, man. I mean the bits. Wait, what was this? What was this? What was this? Okay, so this stun, when you get hit by this, it guarantees a mid in DOA 3 and 2. So if you get like knocked down like this, the mid is guaranteed. But if the mid's not fast enough, you don't get launched. You only get stunned. So that's why I did this, the gut stun. But that launcher right there is guaranteed. I mean, not guaranteed. It's a guarantee where you can't block it, but you can use the hold to escape it. But you got to hold the correct hit level, which is still a mid punch. But that's how DOA is. So it's like, all right, right here is frame advantage. All right, there's a situation where in newer games you could burst, okay? But the burst can be baited and then punished. But if you don't burst, you still get launched. And after you get launched, this is guaranteed. So also, when he ends the combo with that and then does that punch, if you try to do a get-up kick right here, he could jump over. I don't know if he demonstrates that, but you could jump over her right there and basically knock her down again with the same move. You see this move right here where he jumps in the air? You can do this move on their wake up to jump over both get-up kicks. And this move, the follow-up where he does this, that's plus on block. That was +2 on block. So Hayate would get on you and just stay on you. And just like how Yasuo be making people feel in 2x KO, he was like that. And here's a wall combo, another one that's guaranteed. You get knocked to the wall, then the launcher, relaunch is guaranteed. In DOA 4, they made it to where you get knocked to the wall, you can just hold off the wall. And you can also slow escape off the wall. So then the meta in DOA 4 was, all right, we had 2-in-1s on the wall where you hit somebody into the wall and immediately hit them back into the wall, and there's nothing they could do about it. And there were certain moves that you couldn't even hold because it was too fast. The window was too short. That's guaranteed. So like if you get hit by this low right here, like lows are in counter hit stun on the ground. So does low punch put you in counter hit stun? You have one opportunity right here to guess right. So you get by this low, the elbow will knock you into the wall and he gets a launcher. But if you hold, he also has a grab that will knock you into the wall and give him a launcher. So it's a really dumb 50-50 right here. And then on top of that, he has a high 2-in-1 that knocks into the wall. So if you're like, all right, I'm gonna guess right on the mid, and you're just for sure, and you're like, I know this is not gonna be a grab, and you do a mid punch launcher, a mid punch hold, and he hits you with the high, and then now it's really messed up. You do not want to be at the wall versus Hayate, especially in the water. But yeah, see, that's what it looks like. This is a combo, and now you're at the wall. In DOA 4, you can tech roll off the wall and do a get up kick to like reset neutral. But in this game, no. Guess what? The only thing you can do is you can tech roll off the. Okay, so if I try to meaty you on the wall, you can tech roll and then cook me for trying to meaty you, and I go off axis and now you're into my back like on some Tekken shit. But if I wait and tech roll with you, I can still like maintain my position, because while I tech roll, I still like, you can't tech and attack while you attack. I can still move while we're teching, so I still have like frame advantage, but not a whole lot. But like I can like move, but I have to move with you. Like if I move the wrong way, I can still go off axis. So it's not like it was an end all be all pressure once this happened, but it's still like a bad situation. And that was off the, what was that, the mid kick? Oh, my bad. Yeah, mid kick launcher. That's what I'm saying. You don't want to do mid kick versus Hayabusa. I mean Hayate or Kasumi or Ayane or Lei Fang or, let me think. Oh, Bass, because Bass, even though he doesn't have a grab, he can, and it's a chain throw, yes, but if he's perfect on the chain throw, he can throw you to the wall or something. And it's, dude, it's okay. Bass in this game is, dude, he's not going for like stun launchers and stuff. He's throwing out like game ending moves. Like if you get counter hit by the hell stab, which will beat jabs and stuff and throws, and he knocks you down. Once he knocks you down, he is guaranteed Oki into a catch throw that beats attacks, a mid launcher, or a plus on block mid, or a plus on block mid kick, a plus on block high, and he can do a low that is like has a big stun on it. He has so many options that can just kill you too, or he can just back grab you hella quick. Because if you're sitting there like, oh my god, I'm just going to sit and wait and see what he's going to do, and his back grab is 7 frames, so you're not going to react to that. You just got to be mashing. But if he catches you doing a mid kick or even a low kick, he will throw you into the wall if a wall is near, and then runs up to you and gets like basically free pressure, like I talked about. So it's like there are some things you do not want to do versus some characters and versus some players who are on point with doing certain stuff. And also a lot of these like stuns, which you would call like opening stuns, can be slow escape, which in Virtual Fighter would be like, you know, mashing a stick or whatever, and buttons. But you want to be like blocking. You want to mash to where you start doing hitting, pressing attacks and get counter hit. You just want to do it enough to where the stun cuts down. But like they didn't really start implementing that more until DOA 4, where it was like, okay, you're not just forced to just only guess with the hold. You could actually just wait and mash out the stun and make it to where they gotta, you can cut off the options they have. Like say you get hit by a mid and you're stunned, like right here, right where, oh, let me see if she does it right here. okay, so say like this low punch into this punch she does right here to knock into the wall. In DOA 4, this is guaranteed, but if you slow escape, you can block that. So it makes it important for you to be like a good defensive player too, instead of just like going for offense all the time. You gotta just be a well-rounded player. But there were options for mitigating people's offense, so you can really tell how good somebody was based on how they use a certain stuff to not like, you know, get hit or get continued in hits. And that way you could be like, all right, well, I know if he slow escapes his mid punch stun, I have to hit him with the high to extend it, or he will block everything else. So then they know the high is coming, and you basically condition them to do the high because they know that's all they can do, and then you hold the high. Or then they re-stun you with something like fast around like an elbow or something. So then you gotta like continue slow escaping or guess. It's just, it adds to the mind games of the combat to where, all right, the match isn't over because you just got hit. You know what I'm saying? You're still, you and your opponent are still fighting each other. See, like this type of stun, like this, if they slow escape it, only a jab would continue this right here. But if you don't slow escape it, then you get by something like this, and now you're in a back turn stun, you get launched. And this is actually one of Jan Lee's like classic combos too that work. And also, this combo doesn't work the same way every time. If they are, I forget what it's like. Okay, so just like in Virtua Fighter, there's open and closed stance, which is basically like your back to the camera, or your chest to the camera, and depending on what their character, the opponent is too, how they get hit will determine what kind of stun they are. So going back to this right here, hold on, this. So if Hayate was actually like chest to camera, when he gets hit by this, he will just be in a gut stun where he's like double over holding his stomach. But because he's sitting like this, like the camera, basically his body was facing the other way, he gets that back limbo stun. So like DOA had really intricate animations for specific situations to where it wasn't like, oh, okay, well, they're just getting hit. And it was a big part of the strategy too. Because sometimes you'll be like, oh, shit, I'm in the open stance or the closed stance. He could do back free plus kick right here and put me in limbo stance. But then he sees, oh, I'm actually not in limbo, in the whatever stance I need to be in for that. He's not going to do that here. He's probably going to do something else. So then it's a part of the mind game of them trying to extend the stun or launch you once you get stunned. And that's the beauty of DOA's combat system. And every character is a different representation of like a real martial arts style or fighting style that's in real life. And that's why we really love DOA. Now, of course, ninjutsu, I mean, they just had like different kinds. Also, you see like DOA had modders back before like people was really doing mods and stuff, but you see he had a Kazuya Jan Lee basically. And then he's got a Solid Snake. I don't know what this Jan Lee is. Maybe like Spider-Man or something. Is Spider-Man Jan Lee? But yeah, these are Jan Lee BNBs at the wall versus a light character. And they also had different hit level. I mean, not hit levels, I'm sorry. Weight levels for different character classes. They had light, which would be like all the girls outside of Tina. Tina was actually like a light middle, but more so a middleweight character. I would classify her with. All the dudes outside of Leon, Bayman, and Bass were like middleweight characters. So Leon and Bayman would be like heavyweight, and then Bass would be kind of like a super heavyweight, or you could say it was medium heavyweight. He would be heavyweight, but that's how it would be. So if you launch Bass, you don't get the same combo you would get on Kasumi. But Bass would get the biggest combos ever on the light character. So like it was a bad matchup, and you just pick a light character versus Bass. You had to play super perfect, or you just, yeah, you get cooked. It's another B&B for Ayate at the wall. Also, that move that he did to knock him into the wall is also plus on block. Like this move he could do after his elbow, but if you block that, he was +2. So then he could just start jabbing you and doing stuff again. And that's the grab that I was talking about earlier, that when you're at the wall, that it becomes a mix-up if you need to try to hold him from doing the elbow or the high, and then he grabs you. You also can tech this grab. It was a 5-frame throw, but you can tech it. It's one of the few so 5-frame throws in DOA just press the grab button by itself, like neutral grab basically. But because it's so fast, they made it techable. But all the command throws are not techable. So this is basically a techable grab. But if you're not ready to tech it, GG's. You can also tech it on counter hit too, and high counter hit, but you got to be quick. But yeah, launch. That's what you get. So you don't want to be at the wall, get swept, hit into the wall with the elbow, follow up. See, and that's what he did. So like, say when you want to hold after the sweep, this is the mix-up I was talking about. So instead of the grab or the elbow, he goes for the high 2-in-1. And this guarantees the next hit, which also gives the same combo. That's what I'm saying. The wall was devastating. And also, so this is my favorite thing to do to beat people. It's kind of trolly, where you hit somebody into the wall and you keep resetting them. And especially on like, okay, because he's on ice and water, or like frozen anything, like remember, lows all like counter hit stun. But it doesn't say counter, but it just gives you that property. So you hit him, knock him into the wall, and then you jab him to reset him, and then you low jab. Well, you jab him to extend the stun, then you low jab him to take them out of the stun, and then it's a mix up, and you hit them back into the wall again. You see how the combo resets? I would go for that for no reason, just because it was fun to do, and it would cause me to lose because they would hold correctly. But it was just so fun to do. And DOA 4 was the DOA I won. They were trying to say his elbow was unbeatable because his frame advantage and stuff. It was just fast. It was 14 frames. See, look, this is it. Frame advantage. All these moves are plus. But the thing is, like, okay, the timing and the speed of the elbow, if you can tell he was going to finish the string, so you block punch, you knew more likely a elbow was coming, so you just hold it. But he could still go for a low, which didn't stun, so it wasn't like a bad read. Because if you went for the low, I mean the mid punch hold, first off, the mid punch, the third hit I believe was a stun on normal hit, so you wanted to hold anyway. But if they did the low wasn't a stun unless it was on water or counter hit. So going for like a dry hold, which I would call it right there, is not a bad read. But you also know they'll try to do jab and then like see what you want to do, and that creates the mind game where you just jab them back. Like y'all people like to do wake up jab when people are trying to bait out a reversal and they don't do it. See, that move is also plus, like I said. Here's a super launcher grab combo for Genfu. You see how much damage that does? And if you are near a wall, and it knocks you to the wall for extra damage. And then he gets the wall Oki. Man, I miss playing with Genfu, man. It's one of my favorite characters. Piss pot pitcher. Yeah, the combo works on everybody. You just have to change a few hits depending on. He's demonstrating it on all the characters. And this is okay. So this move is a 2-in-1. If you get hit by the high part, the second hit you can hold, but if you hit them on crouching, like counter hit or something, you can't hold any part of the string. But after this part, if you don't hold this, guaranteed into the wall. And that launcher he just did, the launch in this game was +2 on block. That launcher was +2 on block. And that's the guard break reset. So like if you don't tech off the wall, you get hit by that, back into the wall. And you can't hold right there because like, as I said earlier, like when you get stunned right here, you can't hold the first hit. So this 6-6P right here is guaranteed. So you gotta be very active in your defense when you play this game. Here's the Baz combo I was talking about. This is on the characters that are well, okay, Jan Lee is one of the lighter medium characters in this game. He's not like the heaviest character or the heaviest mid, but he's like a light middle character where he's still like well, middle medium weight or whatever you want to say. But this is the combo you want to, well, this is a regular combo. So this is not the B&B I go for. But this is just like a normal combo you could go for off of this. He demonstrates the longer ones later. But basically, after this combo, you get all of this frame advantage, and you're actually plus 10 after the pickup. So you get this combo, then boom, pickup. And this is the combo do at the, I guess the combo he would do at the wall. Or that, yeah, that you want to do at the wall or it messes up. Because if you do any of the hits in mid-screen, they will knock you into the wall. So you just got to just do that. So this is the combo on light characters. This is what they get hit by. So like, I wish I had the game because then I would show you guys the combo I do on the mediums. So you get 2 of those kicks. You see that? And then you get the Oki. To where you can dash up and grab them, do a command grab, go for a down back punch low. You can go for a high or a medium guard break. You can go for a medium punch launcher that's unsafe, but it hits them if they try to press buttons because they're frame disadvantage. It's just, there's so much you could go for here. And you can knock them into the wall and then do a backwards pickup. Yes. This is guaranteed. And you can also set up the situation too, where you knock them. Yeah, once their back is turned, they're in a limbo stun. They can't hold or get out of that. This is a 100% combo in DOA. 100% combo. You cannot get out of this. If you're in this situation, you cannot get out of this. No character cannot get out of this situation. Nobody can get out of this situation. Here's the other. This is the full light combo. And then you get a pickup at the wall. That's frame advantage. That's frame advantage. And Leon, what he's about to show? Oh yeah, that's frame advantage as well. See, it's a guard break. It wasn't a guard break in the USA version. When it says DOA 3, that's the USA version. And 3.1 is the Japanese version. See how much they changed? They like made it like how Dragon Ball Fighters does with their games. Helena became better. All these got frame advantage. So like they're off. Everybody's offense got better basically. Also, holds in this game didn't do as much damage as they did in DOA 3. They actually toned the damage down. So to use Hayabusa as a guinea pig for this, the Zuna drop does 112 points of damage on high counter if you hold like at the right timing and outside the stun. But in this game, it does 90 points on high counter. But the Zuna drop grab still does 120 points, 112 points. See that up punch? This is the move. That move, okay. This is how I lost to Tom the first time I played him in tournament. So this move right here, this will force you and the opponent to go so off axis, you have to like wait and reface each other before you do a move. This is what I was talking about earlier. But if you press a button too early, you get cooked. And then if you blocked it, it was a guard break. So he could do that and then like pressure you. But I would make it whiff because Jan Lee's like up kick. Well, I would do it at the same time when he wanted to do that, and we would just go off axis. And also, this was like I said, a plus on block launcher, a normal hit plus on block launcher. So you have to be really careful in your spacing. See, this is what I was talking about earlier. I was plus on block. for Jan Lee. The move that knocks back into the wall or knocks back period, plus on block. See, they buffed everyone's offense in this game. That was also a plus on block. So you had to be very active in your it was like what they did with Tekken, kind of, where everybody's got frame advantage and stuff now. Everybody was good. Oh, this move was broken as hell. This is the most broken move in DOA history. This is the cartwheel. So there are some very ancient Dead or Alive tournament videos, and one of them, there was a dude who abused a cartwheel to beat everybody, and this cartwheel negates everything in the game. You can't grab him out of it. You can't hit him out of it. There are no homing moves to hit him out of it. Nothing. If you try to hit him, he just cartwheels to your back and combos you. And here's what we did. So in the Japanese version of the game, it was only like that in that version of the game. In the Europe version of the game, they actually fixed that. What we would do, we just banned the cartwheel in tournament. So you had to deliberately like try to do that move for it to happen, because it was up P plus K. You're not gonna accidentally press up P plus K. You got to press punch, kick at the same time, and up or down. So you can never get that on accident, because there was no moves that he had that he needed to use that command either. So yeah, this is it. See this shit? yeah, that's the cartwheel. Yeah, I'm glad he still has this video. Well, actually, even his Sora posted it. I wonder if he's got another one. I might have to go back to Sora's channel. All right, let's get on to the, wait. Let me see if is there. Oh yeah, oh yeah. They got some matches of them playing. Let's see what it sounds like. All right, good. It's just game music. Let me pause this real quick. Get ready. See, so Unique is actually using the cartwheel in the match, because they played a long first to 10 where they played with the cartwheel and without the cartwheel. Hopefully I can find a Hayate versus Hayate mirror that y'all can see after this. Hold on. So he's actually using the cartwheel to fight too. Tom would just like out defend him. Like he'll just hold his punches and shit. You see how he started walking the other way? It like the sidestepping was buggy like this, but you see like it was still a part of the meta though. You had to be careful not to press at the wrong time or you get cooked. But dude, this was so tight. He tried to hit him and then he caught him with a sidestep move. He go hold, good timing. See, look at the spacing, man. You couldn't just like run in and be doing stuff. He blocked the plus on block move and didn't do anything after that. See, he's not biting on anything. He got caught. See? You see he sidestepped and then went for an attack and it totally whiffed? Look, watch. Watch. Up punch, right? Up punch happens. Oh, right here. Right here. This is a correct one. This one messes up the axis. So he tries to hit him. Totally whiffs. This would be considered a horizontal move, okay? Or a homing move. This sweep, right? Totally whiffs. Of course, it resurfaces after you know they realign, but that dude to me that made the game so tight. I loved it because you couldn't just be throwing stuff out. You had to really properly time your attacks. But with the cartwheel, Hayate is the best character in the game. Without the cartwheel, he might have been like the 4th best character. And as a cartwheel, you gotta like press the block button at the right time. All right, so look right here. This is my favorite part of DOA 3. Okay, the mind game. Okay, I do this. Okay, so all right, he holds to get out of stun because that was like one of those really big stuns, but you hold early before they like can think about what they should do. Because if you don't just already immediately do your follow-up attack, you can get out the stun if you hesitate. So that's why he got out. So he got out, he blocked. So Unique comes in with some frame advantage with the elbow string, and this move is plus. So he's +2 right here. Something Unique decides to jab to like basically follow up his frame advantage, but not commit too much. But he's still committing, but he didn't want to commit too much to like a bigger move with more like advantage. If he would just did a jab here or like a 2P, and 2Ps in this game on hit are plus on block. So, but if he would did 2P, he could have got cooked by Genfu doing 6P. But instead of like playing the like strike throw mind game or the strike mind game or my turn, your turn, Tom does up punch, which is a sidestep move, basically an evasive plus on block move that will avoid the attack strike mind games that Unique is trying to play and the strike throw mind game. And Unique will have to like wait and realign and then like counter him or something to beat him out of this. But he used up punch to get out of it. So like you can't just be, all right, I got my frame advantage and just think you about to just take your turn back. It's still neutral.
Get ready, fight!
Sai doesn't bite on getting stunned and just playing like the knockback game. Read that he was going to do a low counter. Up punch to go off axis to avoid the 4-4 punch. So like he tried to come in right here. So like you would think, oh man, that's cheap, man. That's kind of broken. But okay, what would you rather? He just blocked the elbow and then can't do anything and he has to take advantage and stuff. So that adds to it. So he goes up punch. He comes in, tries to basically force and win neutral by making him block the elbow or hit him. But then Tom's like, no, I'm gonna do up punch to pretty much force a neutral situation or a stalemate. It's like neither one of us hit each other. But still that situation happened and you know, Unique was still able to do something. He still won that exchange. But not too much off of it. Every time he gets put in that situation, he does do up punch though. But that's what you're supposed to do. Come on. Aura Farmer, he freaking jumped over his low screen. He's trying to use mix-ups to catch him. I guess he caught him. The gimmick. See Falls killing this game? Dude, I love this neutral. Come on, man. DOA, come on, man. Y'all know this shit was tight. Hiya. Look how he's, okay, so back in DOA 3, I don't know why they stopped doing this, but you saw how he's running and changing. Look, he runs forward and stops and he changes like his position or whatever, his stance, his open stance. Dude, that is such a great fake out to use to make it seem like you're about to run in on somebody and you don't. It's like whiffing a button in neutral to get somebody to respond or something. I don't know why they got rid of that, man. So this up punch he just did into that kick, that's a normal hit launcher, but he saw that the punch didn't hit, so he just finished the kick. But you can't do that because, yeah. Oh, I guess it's not a normal hit launcher. It's just normal hit stun, but it's still plus on block. But it is a counter hit launcher. But that was a punish, actually. Like, he couldn't block that. He could have went for a super launcher grab, though, for more damage and guaranteed death, but he just didn't do it. And then the rare time you see Tom ever use stun launch. So he stunned him, did 6P to extend the stun, and he probably tried to do a mid-punch launcher here and got kicked with the high kick launcher. All right, let me see if I can find a Hayate mirror. Hayate mirror is crazy. Dang, I can't. It's not on here. Damn, Master versus Tom DID finals is on. All right, let me show y'all some bass. Abysmal Monkey.
Ready, fight!
Wow, this is good quality too. So okay, this punch right here for Hayabusa is plus on block, so he can do that and just come in. Let me get in. And Hayabusa had crazy Oki in this game, so he could just knock you down and just keep you down. Uh-oh, he caught him with a grab. He held. Look at all the damage he lost for that. That cartwheel, so if he goes into, I mean, that handstand, I mean, when he goes to that, it's a mix-up. He has a command grab, which is a catch throw, which beats attacks. He has a low he can do after that. He can do a mid kick after that you can't do anything about because he has so much frame advantage. And if you get hit by the startup, it's a 2-in-1. I don't know. This footage keeps doing like the weird stuff. I think it might be YouTube. But I really want to show y'all the Hayate mirror. Could see some Jan Lee. Something unique versus Tom's Jan Lee.
Get ready, fight!
Then he had a Shinobi Hayabusa. This is one of my favorite stages too. That's a 3-in-1. See, 6K, you can just space with that. All right, that's a launcher at the wall, so you don't want to do mid kicks on Jan Lee. You don't want to do mid punches on him either, because that's a guaranteed follow up and into the wall. Because that dragon kick is unblockable. It's a high though, so you can duck it, or you can hold it, or you can sidestep it, or sidewalk it. Man, Jan Lee's representation of Jakundo is my favorite in all the fighting games. I think it's the best one, actually. I mean, he just doesn't look like Bruce Lee, but he's the best representation. You see that combo? It loops like all the way down. You launch them from like higher up on the hill, you could do that combo all the way until they get to the bottom, if it's the right spacing. Look at how the snow, when you walk in it, it stays like that. This is in a game that came out in 2001. All right, so that move right there that he just countered, this kick, this is the move I would do to try to challenge Tom doing Ginfu's up punch, and we would go to total opposite sides of the screen and have to reface and realign and try to hit each other. Of course, he countered it. But that version, that move is unsafe. It's not plus on block like an up punch. So I had risk. Uh-oh, not the wall. They ain't reset him. He was trying to go for a reset. Or farming. Got launched. And that move is really good in the basic. Plus on block. Wanda! It's so fun to go for the reset with Jim Lee. Oh! That's what he would do. So, like, when I fought Tom in the grand finals at tournament in Texas, he would just lay on the ground like this and not get up and force neutral like this. He would do that all the time. And that's something that the game will let you do. The game had delay wake up back then. Like, come on, man. But that was a common strategy. Like, this game is so unforgiving, but also like gives you so many options to how to play. And you had to do that move to hit him while he was on the ground. Either that or like a 2P. But he would force you. Oh, let me see if I can find. I really want to show you all the see Hayate. Damn, no Hayate mirror. Ooh. Is this Master versus Offbeat? Is this one of the videos I helped record? This is from one of the first attempts they had. We can go to this stage. I just want to see it. But no, this might have been a tournament because they fought each other a lot. They were definitely the best in DOA 2 Ultimate. See, this is the stage I was talking about. Let's see if they get down into the part that I was saying earlier. Look how fast they play. Oh, he didn't even go for a grab punish though. There we go. And then he caught him off the wall. See, this game you couldn't tech off the wall. I mean, you could tech, but you couldn't tech into a get-up kick. So you had to just take whatever happens. But you can't make them go off axis either. You gotta just take the mix. There's no sidestepping really in this game. It's just hit level stuff and spacing. And your turn, my turn. Man, offbeat. Damn, Master always doing something unsafe. So this is messed up. Off the wall. So what Ryan or Offbeat is doing right here. So he gets knocked to the wall, right? So you crouch dash to either go for the grab or you go for the launcher. This launcher is unsafe, but it's like they have to do something. This is a straight up 50-50 here. He could have did a safer option though, but yeah. Master definitely pressed the button. I miss this game so much. Oh yes. Is somebody gonna get Izuna off the thing on Dragon Hills? I love fighting on the stage, man. Oh my god, dude. I wish we had this game. With rollback. Dude, winning the first interactions in DOA was so fun. Because you're like, shit, we're on this part of the stage. I'm about to knock you off before you knock me off. And it was just like, it added that extra. Man. I wish this game, we could play it. I wouldn't do tournaments for it. This game is it's about timing and all that stuff. Like you could know something is coming, but hey, it might come in a faster timing or a slower timing than you think it's coming. You could. No, this is not on Fight Cage. That's just hardcore. I want to play Ultimate. I don't. Hardcore is cool, but I don't want to hold free so I can move around. Like I want to just move around. Like in this. That was the difference between this and Ultimate Hardcore, is that you don't have to hold free to move. That was such a good hold. And Hayabusa had a bunch of moves. If you held them, you didn't get nothing. That was good how you win the stance but didn't commit anything and just backed up. And the characters and the way the game plays makes the players look so cool because you're like, damn, they're moving like that because of the animations and stuff. Like it's like feels like it's a real fight, you know what I'm saying? XPK. Karate versus ninjas. A good punish. And poking in this game, you have to know how to commit and not commit, and when not to win and when not to. Because everything is unsafe. Like that's unsafe. Everything off-beat's poking right now is unsafe. Oh no, he got caught. It was back turn. And then they're fighting. Oh, this is one of my favorite stages too. Like, dude, these stages look so good. This is an Xbox 360 game. Well, a regular Xbox game. Ooh. And he was suspicious for a counter. He didn't even counter. He did 2P in the. Actually, 2P is plus in this game. I forgot. Still. Well, unsafe strings. Oh, he caught him. Watch if they get knocked outside. But first off, look at how clean this like hallway looks. And the reflection off the floor. Do they go outside? Nah, he could have punished that. He didn't punish it. Yeah, a lot of moves into a parry, catching him. Oh! Uh-oh. Oh, he didn't fall out. All right, I want to point this out real quick. You see this happen right here? You see where this happened, where he looks like he was going to fall out but didn't? That's what happened to me in CGS on the bridge, where it looks like you're about to fall out but don't. But when I got up, it made it to where all of my moves would just didn't like. Pretty much, if I try to touch the character that I'm fighting, it would do nothing because it like glitched out because of that. But this is literally what happened on the screen. But he could still attack him, hit him. Oh yes, they're outside. Yay! Man, look at this stage, man. This stage is so cool. Like, come on, man. This stuff, man, I wish it was out. All right, let's get to that Dead or Alive 4 trailer. Dead or Alive 4's trailers, dude, I love that trailer. Let's see here. Where is it? Oh, I just typed trailer. Duh. They upscaled it. Oh, that's DC one. IGN one. This trailer is dope from the music to like all the everything. I love this trailer. I've watched it so much. Dude, the graphics on this still cold. Look at the pedals. This part where Kasumi runs off the wall. Man, look at the water first off. Look at how the water animates. Dude. This game still looks so good. I've seen this game at 1080p. Well, 1080 interlace. I bet at 1080p looks crazy. I thought he was gonna be more like a hit stun type character, not like critical stun, but hit stun from watching it. Boy, Jan. All those monkeys. It's a show time. He slow escaped off the wall. I'm always like, damn, we getting a capital arrow character. Grab Wong. Shooting his shots. When I saw her start, how she moves in this game, I was like, yo. This stage, too good. It's funny, like, I actually fought in Vegas in DOA 4. Plaything on her. I'm just a girl. Ain't no alpha boss character in DOA 4. DOA 4, man. Great times. Itagaki was a great dude, man. I'm very much appreciate him. Thank you. All right, y'all. I'm about to go offline for a quick second just to have Dragon Ball on and all that stuff because clearly we were just talking about DOA most of the time. But yeah, be right back.